भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयामदेवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यसीमदेवहितैर्यदायुः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. Lord, may we hear with our ears what is auspicious. May we see with our eyes what is auspicious. May we, tranquil in body and mind, spend our lifetime for God realization and for doing good to humanity. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. This morning our subject is Tell Us the Upanishads, Part 4. We are studying Isha Upanishad. We finished first 3 verses. The first verse tells us, cover everything with God consciousness. Second verse tells us, if you cannot do that, work for purification of mind and God realization. The third verse tells us, please try to know this Atman. Without knowing the Atman, if you depart from this world, it would be like suicide. Atmahuno janaha. They are very wretched people, those who depart from this world without knowing the Atman. The Upanishad tells us. This Atman is the subject matter of all Upanishads and the Vedanta scriptures. Everybody praises the Atman. How can I know this Atman? Vedanta tells us, Shrutibhu Shrutivakibhu Mantavyasya Upapattivihi Matvacha Satatam Dheya Iti Darshana Hitava. Listen about this Atman from the Upanishads, from the Guru, and then reflect it with reasoning. Don't accept the teachings from the scripture or Guru blindly. Reason it. Matvacha satam, after reflection, then meditate. This is the only way you can experience the Atman. Atma vare drushtebhyo, shrutebhyo, mantebhyo, nididhyasitebhya. This Atman, Vidyaranyaka Upanishad says, is to be realized by listening, hearing, by reflecting, and by meditating. Then it tells how long shall we listen? Ashupte amrite, till you go to sleep, till you die. Constantly reflect on this Atman. And through this meditation, your mind will be luminous, will be saturated with that God consciousness. In this world, everybody loves the Atman. We love ourselves. The Upanishad tells us, Atmanastu kamayo potim priyo bhavati. Atmanastu kamayo stri priyo bhavati. If for the sake of the Atman, the wife loves the husband, not for the sake of the husband. Wife knows this husband will give me joy, peace, happiness. That is the reason I love my husband. That is the reason I love my wife. Because that person will give me peace and joy. Same thing from the children, money, whatever objects in this world we love for the sake of ourselves. That is a great, great message of Vedanta, Atmanastu. Everything is for the sake of the Atman. This is the Moksha Shastra, scripture, which brings liberation to us. Even in Niti Shastra, in morality, we find there is a verse in the Hitopadesha. For the sake of a person, for the sake of a family, you can give up one person. For the sake of the village, you can give up a family. For the sake of the country, you can give up one village. And for the sake of the Atman, you can give up this whole world. We love the Atman. We cannot help it. Let me give an example. Perhaps you are at your office and you came back home and you saw that your house is on fire. You know your wife and children are there. The house is burning. Is that man, will he jump into that fire or not? Most probably not. He knows that it is beyond my control. I cannot save my wife, my children. He loves himself, Atman. Shankara went further. He says, if there isn't a fire in the tree, the mother monkey with her children goes on the top of the tree, the more fire comes up, he takes one of his children and sits on that child and tries to protect himself. Which is too much, but that is the way Shankara put it, to demonstrate that people love the Atman. This Atma self-knowledge purifies everything. Nahi gyanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate. This knowledge of the self, Atman, purifies everything. Atman exists. Nobody says Atman does not exist. Most people think, I do not see the Atman, so Atman does not exist. But you exist. Cogito ergo sum. I think, so I exist. Which is I. First you exist, then you think. Existence first. That existence is the Atman. But you exist eternally, like a stone. No, I want to be conscious. All right, you have your existence, you have your consciousness. I shall tie your hands and feet and put into dungeon and stay there forever. No, I want freedom. I want joy. So these three things are inherent in the human being: existence, consciousness, and bliss. That is the Atman. The person who denies the Atman, he cannot deny his own self. It is Shatusiddha, it is self-evidence, self-existence. This Atman, I am just giving you a little description of the Atman which you do not see. Look at your dreamless sleep state. This consciousness pervades your whole being. In dreamless sleep, who preserves your body? Prana. You are breathing, your heart is pumping blood all over the body, even in dream, in sleep, in every stage. Otherwise the body will die. But behind this prana is the consciousness. Without consciousness, prana cannot function. Prana. Dreamless sleep. In dream state, this Atman, what does it do? Adate. And all the objects in dream state, this Atman manifests various objects. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad tells us Na tatra rathan, na ratha yoga, na panthana. In dream, I am dreaming, there is no chariot, there is no road, but I am moving, or I am going to New York or California and meeting my friends. It is all through dream. Behind these things is the Atman. And the waking state, we enjoy this world, the sense objects, because the consciousness, Atman is background. But behind these three stages is the Chaturtha, fourth stage, that is Brahman, Atman. So this Atman is Brahman, Brahman is Atman, I am Atma Brahma. Manjukya Upanishad explained the Atman again in four parts. Atma Chatushpat. The first part of the Atman is the gross Vaishyanara or Vishwa. That is the waking stage. This soul manifested gross universe. That is the first part of the Atman. Second part of the Atman is the Vaitojas, the dream world, the mental world. All the desires are functioning in that stage. And the third stage is Prajna, Sushupti stage, deep sleep. At that time we enjoy Ananda, bliss. The individual beings are sleeping, unconscious in these three stages. But what is in the fourth stage? Prapancha upashamam, shantam, shivam, advaitam, iti chaturtham iti manyate. Prapancha upashamam. This whole universe dissolves. Shantam, calm, serene, tranquil. Shivam, all auspicious. Advaitam, non-dual. That is the fourth stage. That is transcendental stage. So Atma sa vigyan, that Atman you must know. That is to be known. Sometimes when I work, I repeat some mantras of the Upanishads about Atman. Isha Atma, apahata papma, bijaru, bimritu, vishoka, vijigitsa, apipasa, sattakama, sattasankalpa. A Atman, apahata papma, it is sinless, free from ignorance. Bijaru, no disease, no decay. Bimritu, deathless. Vishoka, griefless. Vijigitsa, free from hunger, free from thirst. Its resolutions are all true. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad we find another beautiful mantra. Saisha neti neti atma, agrijyo nai grijyati, asirjo nai sirjati, asango nai sajjati, asito na byatate na rishyati. What a beautiful message of Vedanta. A Atma, the thing which you see, neti neti, not this, not this, not this, all the gross things are negated. Agrijyonai grijyati, it cannot be grasped. Holding the horn of a cow, you say this is the cow. You cannot grasp that way, this Atman. It is not gross. Agrijyonai grijyati. You cannot grasp it. Ashirjo nai shirjate, it does not decay. We see body decays, dies. Atman does not decay or die. Asango na sajjate, it is unattached. Asanga, free from all connection, attachment. Asito, it is not bound, so it does not get any pain or destruction. That is the Atman. You see, the thing which is beyond our mind, beyond our intellect, we are trying to grasp that thing through the experiences of the seers of truth, the Upanishads. We are getting some idea, some thoughts. What is this Atman? We do not know. How can I know the Atman? Turn your mind inward. Nowadays, people take pictures, selfie. I have one iPad, I sometimes take my picture. That is the exact thing we are supposed to do. Instead of iPad, iPhone, put your mind camera inward. Then you will see the Atman. You see, Upanishad tells us the mind of God created the senses with outgoing tendencies. Mind is going through the sense organs outside. But there are some few people who turn their minds inward and behold the Atman. Swami Vivekananda one day was in California, in Pasadena. He asked a young American boy named Ralph, God is so near to us, but we cannot see. Why, Swamiji? Ralph, how do you see? I see through my eyes. Can you see your eyes? The boy was puzzled. No, but I can see my eyes if I have a mirror. In the mirror, I can see my eyes. Swamiji said, that is the answer, Ralph. That is the answer. If you have a pure, clean mind, you can see the Atman. That's a beautiful way Swamiji told that little young boy. This vritti, I am the Atman, Aham Brahmasmi. That vritti will manifest the self-Atman within. Sometimes shabda, sound also brings the knowledge. There is a story in Vedanta tradition, Dashas Tattvamushi, you are the 10th one. 10 friends went to the other side of the river for some fun, for some picnic or some function. And when they return, they are trying to count whether all 10 are safely back or not. So each one started to count and found one was missing. And they were crying that one of their friends was missing. A man was passing by and asked their problem. And he said, let me count for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th. You were the 10th one. So everybody counted others, but did not count himself. So this guru, this teacher, came and told that you are the 10th one. That is called Dashas Tattvamushi. So in the Vedantic tradition, Guru gives that mantra, Tattvamushi, thou art that, so that you can experience Aham Brahmasmi. I'm just telling you how we can experience the Atman. Now we shall start verse 4. Anejadekam manaso jabiyo naina deva apnuvan purvamarshat Taddhavatanyanatetiti tasmin napo maturishva dadhati. The non-dual Atman, though never steering, is swifter than the mind. The senses cannot reach it, for it moves ever in front. Though standing still, it overtakes others who are running. Because of Atman, Vayu, the world soul, apportions the activities of all. Now this Upanishad is trying to give us some ideas about this Atman. No, Ajat, it does not shake. It does not shake. It does not move. It does not vibrate. Sometimes we are perturbed by happiness and misery. They changes our minds. Happiness, misery. Then disease and death. Then fear and grief. These things really, really agitate us. Happiness, misery, death, disease, fear, grief shake us. Our body, our minds are shaken. But Atman does not move, does not shake. You know, sometimes I give this illustration of Sri Ramakrishna. Here is a boat going through the middle of the river, speedy boat, tremendous speed, and creates a tremendous wave, high waves. The fisherman's tiny boat could not save itself from the tidal wave, and it sank. But the big barge got one or two shake and then became still. Sri Ramakrishna says in our lives, sometimes grief, various kinds of problems comes. If you are established in the Atman, you may get one or two jerks, but you will settle very quickly. Beautiful illustration. Beautiful illustration. Krishna says in the Gita, no gurunapi vichandate, even the heaviest of sorrow will not be able to shake you if you are a knower of the Atman. They call it kutustha, like the anvil of the blacksmith. This red hot iron is, he's hammering on that anvil is unperturbed. Those are the illustrations we find in the scriptures about the Atman. Aneja deka manusho jobiyu, which is faster than the mind. But we find contradictory. Here you say it is still, doesn't move, and here he says it moves. It is contradictory. Vedanta says, no, it is not contradictory. It is nirupadik and shopadik Brahma. Nirupadik means nirgun, nirbishesh Brahman, the ultimate reality. When Brahman is endowed with Maya, becomes Shagun. When it becomes Shagun, then we find Jeev Jagat, the universe and beings. So in the shopadik Brahman, and when Brahman becomes conditioned, when the Brahman becomes endowed with Shakti, then we find the manifestation. And that we find is shaky. Maya always shakes everything. Let me give an story of Aim, the recorder of the Gospel of Ramakrishna. He was in Benares. He was going to give a class on the Bhagavatam, and he got a cable from Calcutta. And one monk got that cable and read it and gave to M. M saw it and put it in his pocket and gave a class. The monk told another monk, do you know what is in that cable? His daughter died. But she was unperturbed. He went and gave a class. That happens when you know the Atman, when you know God. Grief, misery, nothing can perturb you. Yadidam kincha jagat sarvam prane jyoti nishritam. We are talking about vibration, movements. But whatever you see in this world is vibrating through the prana, the energy, the shakti, the cosmic power is shaking, vibrating this whole universe all the time through three gunas. So this vibration, this world is also real, but relatively real, not absolutely real. Absolute real is Brahman, and this is Shagun Brahman. Satyasya Satyam Brahma, Pranavai Satyam, Teshameva Satyam. This is also true. But you know, this world will vanish every night. We cannot carry this whole world all the time, all through our lives. We'll die if we do that. That is the reason we have Nitya Pralaya, daily dissolution. Do you know what is daily dissolution? Deep sleep. We go to deep sleep at night, good sleep, so that we can get fresh energy next morning. Could you imagine if you do not sleep 3 days, 3 nights? You will be crazy. You will swallow a lot of sleeping pill. Even aeroplane, they have metal fatigue. When a plane comes, they give full rest. I am talking about long distance flights. Several hours the plane, the machine should take rest. The mechanics will come and start the plane so that everything is all right. Plane should take rest. So human beings should take rest. Otherwise, people will die. That is the reason Chonji says, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Nidra Rupena Samastita Namastastai 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 Namo Nama. I bow down to the Devi who is the sleep. Sleep. Tamas is also necessary. Rajas, tamas, and sattva. All three gunas are necessary. Without tama, we shall die. Without rajas, movement, food, money, we shall die. And we shall have sattva guna, calmness, serenity. If we do not have mental peace, we shall die. We need all. But as we remember, in the 14th chapter of the Gita, we talked about it. We'll have to transcend the three gunas, Jivan Mukta. Anyhow, so I am just telling you that this vibration is necessary, and the calmness, no movement, that is also necessary, if we live in this relative world. Maturishwa dadhati. Maturi. Maturi means Hiranyagarbha, Vayu, Prana, word soul. These are the words synonymous words of the Maturi. Maturi means the non-turiksha, in between worlds is moving. Manusho Jobiyo, one commentator made a beautiful remark. When a chariot moves, in the back you will find dust, dust, dust. Speedily the chariot is moving forward. Similarly, when the mind moves, the sense organs come behind. Mind goes first, then the sense organs go. That is the way he explained the Nishchal Atma and the Jangam Vishwa. The Nishchal Atma in the first, and this world is moving back. He made another remark, I liked it. But this part is, this part can be understood only if one practices spiritual disciplines. Let me tell you what he was talking about. Onulom, Bilom. Bilom, Onulom. In deep meditation, we are trying to negate. I am neither the body, nor the mind, nor the senses. Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. I am that existence, knowledge, bliss, absolute. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. In this way, the mind is going up, 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 and touches Brahman in deep meditation. And after that, when we come back, in the beginning we say neti, neti, not this, not this. Then when we come back, we say iti, iti. Everything is Brahman. Sarvam khalvidam Brahma. First he negated the world, then he sees that this world is also Brahman. It is consciousness, is the substratum of whole creation. That comes through sadhana, through spiritual disciplines. Maturishya, Apo, a Pratyagatma and Mool Prakriti. Let me see about the another commentator, what he says. He sees that with the help of this Brahman, this Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara, is managing this whole creation. The sun rises, the moon rises, rain comes, then fireworks, the death comes, all season changes, all these things go without any friction. It is automatically this world is functioning. Behind this creation, there is the creature. The creature is controlling this whole world. Not only that, individual karma. You do good, good result. Bad, bad result. He is controlling his cosmic plane in the individual plane. That is Maturishva Dadhati. Apa. Apa means water, rain, cloud. Means human activities. Dadhati. He gives the result of our actions. Vidhata. He quoted the Upanishad out of fear of that Supreme, of the Parameshwar. The fire gives heat, the sun gives the shines, rays. Indra gives rays, water. Vayu gives air. Even death also functions at the behest of this Supreme Being. So in this verse we got some ideas about the Atman, what is going on. It moves, it does not move, it defines, it gives the activities and the results of our actions. That is, this Supreme Brahman is behind. So this world is functioning very smoothly, systematically. Next verse. Tade jyoti tannai jyoti tan dure tadvantike tadantarasya sarvaisya tadu sarvasyasya bahyata. It moves and it moves not. It is far and like and near. And likewise near. It is inside all this, it is outside all this. A little repetition of the previous verse. Shankara says, Shastreshu na jamita osti, na mantra nam jamita osti. Repetition is not a bad thing in the scriptures. Do you know why? Because human beings forget. We are very forgetful. The scriptures, Vedas, like a loving mother, reminds us again and again about the ultimate truth. We forget. Tad dure tad bantiki. This Atman is very far, and Atman is very near. To the Jnani, to the Jabuti, God is very close. To the worldly person, God is very far away. Nahi dharmavriddeshu vaya samikshati. In spirituality, we find death is not the issue. Sorry, age is not the issue. Sometimes we find young person very spiritual, very old person very worldly. It does not depend upon the age. Sometimes we see in the monastery a monk maybe 60 years in the monastery could not go in the deeper life. But some young person has come just 1 or 2 years, very deep in spirituality. It does not depend upon the age. That Kalidasa says in the, I think in the Kumar Sambhav Kavya, Nahi dharma vriddeshu vaya samikshati. Spirituality, religious attitude, it does not depend upon the age. Tad dure tad bantiki, ontiki, which is very near. It is just like the masked deer. The mask of the deer develops in the navel of the deer. And when the fragrance comes, the deer does not know. It runs and runs and runs for 50, 60 miles, then exhausted and dies. Then the people go and extract the mask from the navel of the deer. Beautiful. Rabindranath made a poem out of it. Ami apon gandhe ঘুরে ঘুরে মরি খুঁজিতে গন্ধে মম কস্তুরী মৃগ সম. I am getting the fragrance, but I am searching, where? Like the masked deer. It is within us. Kingdom of heaven is within us. There is another poem of Tagore. আমি বহুদিন ধরে বহু দেশ ঘুরে বহু ব্যয় করি বহু ক্লেশ করে দেখিতে গিয়েছি পর্বতমালা দেখিতে গিয়েছি সিন্ধু দেখা হয় নাই দুপা ফেলিয়া ঘরতে শুধু দুপা ফেলিয়া একটি ধানের শীষের উপরে একটি শীষের বিন্দু. I spend a lot of money, spend a lot of time, and with much afflictions and suffering and pain, I went to visit mountain, ocean, forest. But I never came out from my room and see a dewdrop on the leaf of a paddy plant, dazzling dewdrop. In the dewdrop I see the glimpses of the infinite blue sky. That is the Atman. The dewdrop is the Atman within us, inside our heart, where the whole universe reflects. This individual consciousness and cosmic consciousness, both are the same as consciousness. That is the way we understand Vedanta. Eka vijnane sarva vijnanam bhavati iti. If you know one, you know everything. When you cook rice, what do? Sri Ramakrishna says, you take one particle of rice with a spoon and press it in the sink and it is soft. Then you know the entire rice in the cooking pot is soft, is well cooked. Similarly, if you know Atman, Brahman, yourself, you know everything in this world. Beautiful mantra. Tade yoti, tanne yoti, taduri, tadbantike. Taduri. This commentator says, sometimes I see this world with my open eyes, with eyes open. I enjoy the beauty, God's creation. And when I close my eyes, I see within me the same God is within me. The God which I see outside with open eyes, same God I see when I close my eyes. So Duri and Antiki, both places I see God. Antiki, beautiful. Anyhow, I shall go to the next two verses. Verse 6 and 7. These two verses will tell us, what shall I gain from self-knowledge? You see, human beings are very utilitarian. Before they do anything, they ask, what shall I get? What shall I get in return? What shall I get in return? These two verses will tell us, what will you gain from self-knowledge? What will you achieve in your life? Yastu sarvani bhutani atmannevanu pashyati sarvabhuteshu cha atmanam tatu na bijugupshati yasmin sarvani bhutani atmaiva bhut bijanata tatra ka moha ka shoka ekattam anupashyata. These two verses are very important and meaningful. The wise man beholds all beings in the self, and the self in all beings. For the reason he does not hate anyone. To the seer, all things have become the self. What delusion, what sorrow can there be for him who beholds that oneness? The result outcome of self-knowledge, this is in all religion, we find the golden rule. This verse tells us the golden rule of all religions. But Swami, what is the golden rule? Let me read to you what is golden rule. In Hinduism, in the Mahabharata, the golden rule is, whatever you consider injurious to yourself, never do to others. This is the essence of dharma. In Buddhism, hurt not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful. Udan Bhargav. In Christianity, Jesus said, treat others the way you want them to treat you. This is the law and the prophets. In Islam, no one of you is a believer until he desires for his brothers that which he desires for himself. In Judaism, what is hateful to you, do not do to your fellow men and women. That is the entire law. All the rest is commentary. Talmud. And other religions also we find this kind of statements. That is the golden rule. Previously we talked about God, Ishabhai Samedam. Now he is talking about Atma Anubhav, experience of the Atman. It is both are the same. It is just the obverse and reverse of the same coin. God realization and self-knowledge, both are the same. Sri Ramakrishna says, Atma Darshan or Ishta Darshan, both are the same. Ishta means your chosen deity, which you, on whom we meditate. During meditation, Guru selects the Ishta. That Ishta, vision of the Ishta, and Atma, vision of the Atman are the same. Sri Ramakrishna said. So this experience comes in the three levels. The first level is, we see this Atman pervades this whole universe. It is the manifestation of the Atman, Brahman. That is the first stage. And the second stage I see that same Atman is my Antarjami, my indwelling self. Antarjami, it is a beautiful word, is guiding, controlling me, sitting inside. And third, Sarvatma Bhav, everything is Brahman. Sarvam Khallu Idam Brahma. Well, what is the gradation of these things? Sri Ramakrishna mentioned. You have seen milk. Another person drank milk and got nourishment. So first one is Gyan, second one is Vigyan. Well, no, money. Just you theoretically know, and it is, you experienced it. That is the way it goes. There is a variation of the experience. That Brahman has become everything. Four obstacles. First obstacle is greed. That this Upanishad told us in the very beginning. Do not covet other things. Kamaesha, Krodesha, Rajaguna, Samudbhama. Kam, lust. And greed, they come from Raja. Krishna says to Arjuna, Mahasana Mahapati, they are great enemies. Kill them mercilessly. They are great sin. Next, first is greed, second is moha, delusion. Third, shoka, grief. Fourth, karmolep, bond of karma. You see, last comes from greed, anger, moha. These things pollute our minds and bind us. But what is moha? Padma Puran says, Mamo pita mamo mata mameyam grihini griham. Evam vidam mamattam yatsa moho iti kirtitaha. My mother, my father, my family, my wife. This my is moho. Out of our delusion, we have this kind of relation. Moho contracts, binds us, makes us very small. Very small. For the reason this Niti Shastra says, Ayam Bosurayam Neti Gonana Loguchaitasam Udaracharitanantu Bosudeva Kutumbakam. Ayam Bondhu, Ayam Neti. This is my friend, this is not my friend, my enemy. Those who are small-minded people, that is the way they think. But a great soul, to a great soul, this whole world is Bosudha, Kutumbakam, relatives. All are friends. So the illumined soul expands. He has no friends, no enemy. Everybody is friends. Moho. We have covered our masks. When moho goes away, could you imagine? If we experience that your wife is Brahman with a mask, with a white mask, your father, your mother, your children, your relatives, your friends, your neighbors, all are gods with them different masks. But one person, same God, come to us with different masks. I remember, very funny. In Laguna, when I was in my cottage, my neighbor, a little boy, 5 years old, his name is Brian. He used to come and bang at my door. Mom, Swami, open the door. Uncle, what happened, Brian? I opened the door. Look, Swami, I am Superman. His mother bought a Superman dress to him. Then in the afternoon again, Brian came and banged my door. Swami, open the door. I opened. What is the matter? Swami, look, I am Batman. I know same Brian in front of me as a Superman, as a Batman. But Brian is the same. So if we have that realization, ekottammanupashyata, if we see that oneness, then do you know what happens? Your home will be heaven. You see your wife is God, your children are God, your husband is God, your parents are God. That becomes heaven. Then, na bijugupshate, you cannot hate them. You see, hatred comes. Swamiji made a beautiful remark. Do not hate. Buddha says, hatred cannot be conquered by hatred. Hatred can be conquered only by love. Swamiji made a beautiful remark about hate. You see some street girls or the red light district, the prostitutes. Swamiji said they are the saviors of the society. Do not hate them. They are protecting your wife, your daughter, your sister. They are facing the brutes of the society. Do not hate them. If they are not there, these brutes will attack your home. Do not hate them. Swamiji told from his own experience that I was in Jaipur, the king wanted to entertain me with a large girl. She came and I left the hall. Then that girl sang, Prabhu mere avagun chita na dharu, samudar se naam tiyaro, chahe to par karo. She sang, oh Lord, don't same-sightedness by your name, do not hate me. Samudar se naam tiharo, chahe to save my life. Why you are running away? Same iron becomes a butcher's wife, and with the same iron you can make a jiji. Iron remains the same. The way then Swamiji came that you remove the scale of my short-sightedness. Swamiji begged apology to that nice girl. You know, hatred goes away. That is na jugupshati. Another meaning of the jugupsha is hiding. Some people want to make secret. Where there is secrecy, there is sin. Buddha says 3 people need secrecy. The priest, the police, and the prostitute. They need secrecy. Priest, they say, you people are ignorant, support me. I am close to God. And police, they need secrecy. And the prostitute, their life is secret. But a illumined soul, no secrecy. Is inside, outside, both are the same. Krishna also mentions, Sarvabhutastatmanam sarvabhutani chatmani ikshate jogo yuktatma sarvatra samadarshana. The same-sighted yoga yukta person knows that all beings are within me, my Atman in all beings. That is the kingdom of heaven, Jesus mentioned. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Sometimes we can make our home heaven, we can make our home hell. Heaven and hell, all are in our hands. This knowledge of the Atman will make your home heaven. These mantras can be experimented in our day-to-day home. Greed, moho, shok, grief. Grief will go away. If you read the 2nd chapter of the Gita, Krishna was talking to Arjuna. Why are you grieving? They are all Atman. You are thinking that you are going to kill them. You cannot kill them. They are all Atman, self. Anyhow, you read the 11 to 30 or 40 verses, 11 to 30 verses of the Gita, 2nd chapter. Krishna removed the grief from Arjuna's mind, imparting this knowledge of the Atman. Karmalipa, bond of karma. It must go. People sometimes ask, what shall I gain? Kashoka. Kamoha kashoka. Where there is delusion, where there is grief, you will be free. People sometimes ask, what shall I gain? What shall I get from this self-knowledge? Ananda. Isha issa paramagoti, Isha issa paramaloka, Isha issa paramasamkvad, Isha issa paramananda. This is the goal, this Atman. This is the wealth. This is the abode. This is the bliss. All bliss, the bliss which we enjoy, joy, happiness, which we enjoy in our day-to-day life, these are the particles of that bliss of Brahman. Brihadaranyaka says that. There are 3 types of bliss according to Panchadoshi, Vidyaranya Muni. Brahmananda, Vasanananda, and Vishayananda. Bliss of Brahman, bliss of desire, and bliss of objects. But this bliss of desire and bliss of the object comes from the bliss of Brahman. Gaisya anandamayam jagat, Ga, the knower of Brahman, this world is full of bliss. But we get misery, because we do not know the world well. Sri Ramakrishna says, this world is a Majar Kuchi, it is a mansion of mirth, if you know how to live in this world. After knowing God, knowing Brahman, if you live in this world, Majar Kuchi, have fun all the time. At that time, go, put your luggage in your home and just Go and see the city. Vishayananda means, suppose I have a desire to have a thing. When I get it, for the time being, I have so much joy. Yes, I got my things. Again, new desire will come. This is the way human beings function in this world. Fulfilling the desires one after another, one after another. It is unending. But when the mind turns inward, I do not own the world as a Brahman, and the in between a state, that is called Vasanananda. At that time, this Brahman reflects on the mind, which is neither outside nor inside. Very subtle. At that time, he is udasin, completely indifferent, nishchesho, no effort, no action. What shall I gain from the self-knowledge? We do not want to die. This self-knowledge will give you immortality. That is it. Nanya pantha vidyate sinnanta vishya amritosya putra. Listen now, children of immortal bliss. I have experienced the Atman who is beyond darkness. Knowing me alone, one can transcend death. There is no other way. There is no other way. Next, what shall we get? We'll be free from fear. We live in fear. Self-knowledge will knock out the fear. The Upanishad tells us, na viviti kodachana, na viviti kutasyana. He will never be afraid of anything, or anybody, or at any time. And when you become a Nwara Brahman, whatever you will ask, everything will come to you. You will not have to go here and there. Chaitanya made a beautiful remark. Magur mache jhol, jivati mein kol, bolo hari bol. Chaitanya told the people, eat this fish soup, catfish soup, you will get a strength. Then, jivati mein kol, you will get the company of a young girl. And then, chant God's name. The people could not understand what he meant. He meant, chant God's name, then do you know what will happen? Tears will come from your eyes. That is the fish soup. And the company of young woman means then you lie down you will roll on the floor, on the ground, chanting God's name. You will be in ecstasy. That is the way Chaitanya invited ordinary people to chant God's name with him. Very interesting. It is amazing. We are all the time carrying the self-Atman within, but we are unaware of it. Chandogya Upanishad tells us, under your bedroom there are 7 huge gold coins, 7 pitchers of gold coins under your room. You are walking over it, you are a poor person, but you do not know there is gold. Dive deep, go within, and experience the self, then you will be extremely rich. So that is the result of the self-knowledge. You will be free from fear, free from death, free from grief. You will get bliss and bliss and bliss alone. Thank you. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kosyet dukkha bhag bhavet, durjana sajjana bhuyat, sajjana shantim apnuyat, shanto mucchita vandebhyo, muktasyannan vimochayat. May all be happy, may all be free from disease, may all realize what is good, may none be subject to misery. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous attain tranquility. May the tranquil be free from bonds. May the free make others free. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be unto all.